Hello and welcome to my weekly roundup. I've got a few things to share with you this week, the most exciting of which is that this week I've been able to reveal that I'm one of this year's #IAlso100 female entrepreneurs. Now, this is for female entrepreneurs who are not just successful in their own business, but wear lots of other hats too. It was started in 2017 by Michelle Ovens, CBE, who's the director of Small Business Britain. And she noticed when she was talking to female entrepreneurs that they talked about their business and then said, I also do X, Y and Z. And she thought that was worth celebrating. So this year, what they particularly wanted to know was what small business owners have been doing in the COVID pandemic. So in my case, as well as running my business, I've set up an online course for voiceover artists to teach them how to network successfully. I've been running a voiceover social meetup, which normally takes place in person. I've moved that online, and so more people have been able to access that. And as secretary of the South Bank Players in Barton, I've been organising online play readings and managed to get a couple of radio plays recorded by our members all remotely. And so I'm really excited to be part of the #IAlso100 list, which includes some really amazing ladies, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know other people in that community. There's going to be an article in the Grimsby Telegraph about #IAlso100 on Monday, and I'm being interviewed tomorrow on BBC Radio Humberside as well, so that's great PR for my business. I've run 2 webinars this week, one with my friend Marilla Wex, who's a British voiceover artist who lives in Canada, and she's been running an online course for people who are starting out in voiceover and wondering whether voiceover work from home is for them. And she asked me if I'd do a webinar on networking for her students, so that was great. And I did another webinar for another voiceover artist called Bailey Harris Kelly, and he's been running a series of webinars for new voiceover artists, telling them about all different aspects of the business. And again, I was talking to those students about networking and also how to find funding for your business. And both those webinars have led to some people signing up for my next online networking course for voiceover artists, which starts on Monday. So I'll be telling you more about that next week. Of course, I've been networking this week. My meetings have included a tables event with Talk Networking. And if you haven't been to a tables event before, it's kind of the closest thing to real life networking. What you see a plan of a room with little tables on and people sitting at them, and you can go and put yourself on a table and speak to those people, and then you can move to another table and talk to a different set of people. The Talk Networking events are run by Felicity Francis. If you haven't been to their events before, you can get in touch with her on LinkedIn and find out more about that. She runs all sorts of different kinds of networking events, and they're all great. And the tables event I went to has led to some really interesting one-to-ones. On Wednesday, I attended my Business Hive Bubble. The Business Hive is based in North and North East Lincolnshire, and they've created some little groups of their members who are there to help us support each other. So we're having monthly Zoom meetings, of course, at the moment, and we had our first meeting of the year on Wednesday. My group is overseen by Mark Jarvis, and basically we had a chat about how we're all feeling about business and about things in general, and it led to some really interesting discussions. It's just a really nice, safe space for business owners to chat to each other about how things are and to get help and support from each other. And I'm looking forward to those meetings going forwards. This year will be my 4th year as a mentor for Franklin College. They run something called the Career Ready programme for their students, and the students who are on the Career Ready programme are matched with a mentor from the local business community. Normally we would have an in-person meeting where we get to meet our student for the first time and meet the other mentors. Of course, that couldn't happen this year, so instead our icebreaker event was an online duck race. Who knew you could have an online duck race? It was more fun than it sounds, actually. It worked really well. And I've now been matched up with my student. and I shall be meeting with her online, obviously, in the next couple of weeks to get to know more about her and what her plans for the future are, and how I might be able to help her. As well as the duck race, the mentors met later on in the day as well for a kind of orientation session and what to expect from mentoring from John Borland from Fluent Coaching, which was very useful. Finally, this week I've made some more strides towards launching my podcast, which is to be called Small Business, Big Network. And I've recorded my first interview this week, which was with Nikki Thomas from the Growth Community. And Nikki Thomas eats, breathes and sleeps networking. And she and I had a great chat about networking in general and how it can help your business. So look out for the podcast launching soon. There'll be more news when I've got a launch date. And I hope you'll all tune in and listen. So that's my roundup for this week. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.